Namaste, everyone. Yeah.
Namaste.
Okay. So, just before we start, I wanted to ask whether Rajendra and Padmini, could you catch up with the Klesha session? The one which you had missed. Could you?
Yes, I went through some of it, but not all of it. But I have got the hang of it. So in
Okay.
case there is anything, I will.
You will be able to.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will let you know.
Yeah. Padmini, same about you?
I went through it, but I will
Okay.
reach out to you. I'll DM you separately, Sujata ji, because I do need to speak to you.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Okay. So today is the last session of the yoga module. All right. So we are going to take an overview of what we started from and where, and then we will just try to see the relevance of it. So Saili, when in the beginning, when you were chatting, so that time, what did you say? But one needs to be occupied and one needs to be working, right? So, in our mind, we need not separate these things. Like when I'm working, when I'm being professional, and then that time, can I be like yogic? We need not separate these two things because it's nothing like, these are just some values, some concepts which we understand and which we imbibe within us so that we live harmoniously, right? Wherever we are. Right? And that is why last time we had discussed about Mahavrata, right? They hold true everywhere, anywhere, in any situation also. So we should keep that at the back of the mind. And you don't actually have to do it. The moment you understand something, Jnana Yoga Patha. So first you understand something, it remains on your mind. And if you go back to it every now and then, gradually it gets imbibed. There might be some questions, some conflicts, which we maybe mull over sometimes, yes. And then again we come out of it. So that's the progress, right? That's the path of progress. That we stumble upon something, that's a good thing, because if we don't stumble upon, maybe we haven't understood only. Right? Only when you understand and when you try to apply, there is a possibility that you will have certain conflicts. And to resolve those conflicts, we go back to the knowledge again, whatever we have. Then if we can't resolve on our own, then we take the help of others. We resolve it and we go on. And then it becomes the way of life. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita says the same thing. And that is the reason we are studying Raja Yoga. Why we are studying Raja Yoga? Because Raja Yoga is supposed to be for the people who are in samsara. And in our samsari duties, we have all these things like family duties, work duties, relationships, social pressures. All of that is going to be part of it. Correct? So let's see now from start till today, what we have covered and what is the relevance of it to our life. Okay. So we started with the paths of yoga, different paths of yoga. All right. And then that time what we did was we tried to understand what Bhagavad Gita says. So they were like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga. Now, Karma Yoga we related with the actions we perform to achieve our yoga, our goal, right? And to achieve that, whatever actions we take, all that lies under the Karma Yoga with certain attributes like selflessness, good for everyone. And, so Karma Yoga you always do with selflessness and not keeping your attention on the reward you're going to get at the end of it. You do it because it's your duty to do it. And you put in your 100%. Then when it comes to Jnana Yoga, for whatever you want to achieve, whatever necessary knowledge you need for that, and then convert that knowledge into wisdom by contemplation, chintan, manana, etc. And we imbibe that. And then the path of Bhakti Yoga is more about like surrender, having faith. in whatever we are doing, or Ishwar, whatever is your Ishwar. It may not be a particular what we call as God. It could be the creative source. It could be whatever inspires you. So having full faith and the surrender attitude towards it is extremely important. And that is what we saw in the Bhakti Yoga. All of that, those three together are applied in Raj Yoga because they are not exclusive of each other. That is something we must understand, that only Karma Yoga, only Jnana Yoga, only Bhakti Yoga is not going to work. We need others too. So all these three put together, we come into the Raj Yoga. Then second session, we try to see the wheel of karma, and in wheel of karma, how we have created the sanskaras, or we are born with certain sanskara, and should we be limited by them? Can we rewrite some things? So there are patterns in our life, how to identify the patterns which work for us, which do not work for us, and all those harmful, destructive patterns, how we can break them. For that, we need the awareness. And that is the reason we learned this concept of the wheel of karma. So the something which you cannot control, cannot change, accept it. Don't treat it as your limitation. Accept it and rise above that. And something which you can control, which you can change, might as well put it in the right way so that it works for you. Then we saw Triguna and Chitta Bhumi, where we saw stages of mind when sometimes it's dull, sometimes it's ekagra. So again, awareness of that, how to put it to our efficiency, right? Triguna, like how the balance is important. So we need all the gunas. To be able to rest, we need the tamas. To be active, we need rajas. But if we attach sattvic attributes to both of them, that is moderation in everything. That is the key to lead a balanced life. In the fourth session, we tried to see Antakaran, its components, and the decision-making process, where we saw Manas, Chitta, Buddhi, Ahankar. Cognitive mind, which is ruled by the Indriyas, by the senses. Then the storehouse of memories, which propels you by vasanas, desires. It propels you into actions. And the actions again create more of the memories, right? And then how our ego-based mind takes us to the pleasure-driven actions. We are seeking pleasures, bodily pleasures, mind pleasures, if the intellect is clouded. If we consult intellect every now and then our decision-making process is going to be way better. Fifth one was Panchakosha, the human personality, where we saw how we live on all the 5 layers. Right? Annamaya Kosha, which is sustained by food. Pranamaya Kosha, which is the energy level. Manomaya Kosha, all the mind level activities. Above that is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is wisdom based, which is intellect based. And on top of that is the Anandamaya Kosha, which is the blissful existence, which is in the close proximity of your soul. And in that session, we even saw what is the concept of health and diseases, how psychosomatic diseases percolate into the body and then they become organic. And only when they're manifested and they become organic, that is the time we find the need to go to the doctor. So it's very important to be aware and not to go till that phase, or if it is already manifested, then retrace back and go up to your mind and start working from there. That is what is the concept of health and diseases, adhis and vyadhis, is what we saw in the 5th session. 6th session about yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. So what is yoga? Yoga is the union we saw. Chitta is manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, which we had already seen in Antakaran, right? Vrittis, 5 vrittis, what our mind is busy in. How many activities are constantly happening in the mind, which is pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, right? Nidra and smriti, which is like correct knowledge, incorrect knowledge, something which does not exist and we think it exists. Imagination, our imagination, verbal illusions, how they are created with these imagination. Then how sleep alters your state of mind and state of existence, and smriti, which is the storage of memories, how we learn to live in the past and how we react based on those experiences, and it takes us away from the present, which is here and now. Then the seventh one was understanding kleshas. Why do we suffer? The root cause of suffering is ignorances, avidya. And then that takes us away from understanding what is pure, what is impure, what is permanent, what is temporary, exactly who am I, and the fear of dying, in the sense, the desire to cling to life, how it sorts of limits you, as well as it protects you. That is what we saw in seventh session, which is kleshas. Then we come to the eighth one, which is yama and niyama, do's and don'ts, the rules and regulations to have a very harmonious society. So in yamas, what we saw were 5 guidelines given with ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. How not to be accumulating, how not to be stealing, what does not belong to us. What is the true meaning of ahimsa? What is the truth which is based on ahimsa? Right? So, and then how to conserve our energy through brahmacharya, not to give in to the desires and drain our energies. That is what we saw in Ashtanga of yoga, right? And then the ninth one, today's, is we are going ahead on these 8 limbs of yoga. Fine. So 8 limbs of yoga is the Raj Yoga. The first 2, the foundations, are Yama and Niyama. Okay. Then comes the third one, which is Asana. Any understanding about asana? What do we understand by asana? If you're not practiced, you're seen, right? Every builder, like whenever they want to show how their project in a serene place, they'll show people doing yogasana.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
So
Right.
asana, I understand, is various yogic postures that actually help one to regulate our body functions,
Yes,
and improve our concentration,
yes,
and tone our muscles so that we can actually sit for meditation, or not have any bodily ailments, or reduce the bodily aches, pains, ailments, so keep the body toned.
yes,
As
perfect.
we grow older, we our body starts not functioning at its optimum, because
Yes,
we are not paying attention to the body. So by doing this, we are exercising the right groups of muscles and nerves, toning them properly, and
yes,
trying to keep ourselves fit, so that we may not fall sick, and able to concentrate on our work.
perfect. Right. Any other understanding, anyone? So basically, asanas are to nurture our Annamaya kosha. Correct? Right? Anyone, anything else? Any other understanding about asanas?
I know there is one American company named Asana.
Name asana. Okay, okay,
They are
right,
a
right.
software company, but like I don't have any understanding what is that.
All right, okay. Then asan, we use the word on what we sit. That is also an asan. How we sit also is an asan. Correct? So when we look at it from Patanjali's perspective, asan is the sitting posture for meditation, as Rajendra said. Now, to sit in a very, firm but comfortable, alert manner, is it easy? It's not, right? So we fidget a lot, right? Secondly, so when I talk about alertness, from where do you get the alertness? Is it only mind? How is the bodily alertness we get?
Muscle memory. Maybe.
Yes, correct. But alertness, like, muscle memory you can create, right? I mean, you do something today and tomorrow you will have the benefit of that muscle memory. But at this very moment, if I ask you to sit alertly, how will you sit?
No,
Just keeping the
alertness in the body, meaning that we are now in a still condition, but we are ready to move at no notice.
Okay,
Like this.
fine.
That means we don't need too much warm-up time, and we can quickly get into whatever action may be required.
Okay, fine.
That I understand as the bodily alertness.
Alertness, yes.
When
Padmini, you were
you
saying,
are-
yeah, sorry. Yeah,
No.
sorry. Yeah.
So one way we get our body, the one is to lengthen the spine, as you say. Once the moment you sit on the asana on your bottom and you lengthen the spine, that is when actually the body becomes
Absolutely
aligned.
right. Yes. So for asana, spine is extremely important. Okay. Now, why is the spine important? Yes, nervous system. Perfect, right?
It
So
keeps all
nervous
the organs in
system,
the correct position where it should be.
yeah,
By keeping the spine erect,
yes,
we are making all the organs to be in their natural position.
yes,
But when we slouch or
yes.
we are in some odd position, then it is not correct, and therefore then they will not function correctly.
Yes, correct. So the posture, correct posture, it's something extremely important for alertness, right? Now, whenever we are doing, like when we start the sessions, you are asked to sit on your sitting bones. You are asked to sit with the natural straightness of spine. Understand that term, natural straightness. Spine is not naturally straight like a stick. Spine has got a curve. So that is the elongated S curve. It's elongated S. Okay, very mild curve, but yes, it does have curve. Right? And the curves are with a particular purpose, like shock absorption. That is why we are given the curves, right? Now, the vertebrae are sitting like this on each other in between. So the hollow part of the vertebrae, from there, your central nervous system, like, your central nerve cord is going, right? And then between the gaps are the peripheral nerves. And those are the nerves which are going to your organs, and these are going to your limbs also, your hands and your, like that. So just keep your hands like this, everyone. And try to lift your thumb. Lift your little fingers. Now, can you isolatedly move it, or some other finger is moving with it? Yes, Ganesh, it was moving, right? The other fingers. Now you need to isolate it. Okay. Now lift your ring finger. See what's happening? Do you get it? Right. You can get it only after you put in some effort, some concentration, it doesn't happen very easily. Okay, it doesn't happen very easily. Right. Now there is one more exercise which we take in our classes, which is called as mind jogging. Okay. So it is, so just do it with me. So if I number this as 1, okay, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now what do we do is 5. I'm taking the number. You're supposed to touch the thumb to that numbered finger. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Easy. Now I'm changing the sequence. 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5. Come on. 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5. Do it. 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5. 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5. What's happening here? Now, do you understand? Is it difficult? Why is it difficult?
Because we are
Mind.
not yet trained to that. It takes some time to
It will take
understand
some
the
time.
pattern.
Yeah, but
to
it
set
looks
the
very,
pattern.
it looks very easy, no? Yeah, I mean, just touching the fingers. All right. Then what we do it later on to this, what do we add? We add breath. So then everything together, it actually becomes like a brain jogging. So just understand these nerves which are reaching your fingertips or toes, or that is the reason we can control certain movements, we cannot control. So that is the motor control. And the spine plays a vital role in that. So spine plays a role in the erect, correct posture. Then it plays a role in your motor control, right? Then spine needs to be strong and flexible both. So strength comes from the erector spinae, the muscles which are supporting your spine, and flexibility also comes with that. Rigid spine will have problems on the mind. And it's not as straightforward as that, like rigid spine, rigid mind. No, no, no. It's not straightforward like that. When you have spinal rigidity, you're going to have many functions you cannot perform. Second, your perceptions, your, reach is going to be limited. And you feel limited. Have you ever noticed when you have, say, sudden like neck issues? Everybody has sometimes, or the other. And when you need to move like that, what happens? How do you feel? Restricted, limited. Okay. So spine plays a vital role when it comes to your health. And how do we define asanas? Backward bending, forward bending, side bending, twisting, inversion, everything about spine. So your spinal health is maintained with asanas. That is one thing. Secondly, by doing various asanas, so we are going to do one experiment also. By doing certain asanas or certain mudras, etc., we make the prana flow to that particular part. Right? Get it? So prana flow is very important. Now just do one experiment. Take a hand up. Bend on the other side. Now stay there. Now take your awareness on this region. How's the breath flowing? Do you feel it more over here? Release. Now twist to the left side, right side, opposite side to where you had bent, just twist. Pay attention in the opposite direction, ribs. How's the breath? Release, come back. Did you feel the breath on the opposite side? Right? Simple thing. Just bend your head, rotate your head to the right side. Feel the breath. Left side, isn't it? To the left side. Feel the breath on the right side. Come to the center. Lift the head up. Where is the breath? Upper chest, right? Upper region. Take the chin down. Where is the breath? Abdomen more, right? Now, bend forward like this. Bend forward and feel the breath. In the back. Yes. Do you understand this? Right? So the flow of prana to reach various parts of the bodies, you need the optimum flexibility in the body. Optimum. Please don't get carried away with all those gymnasts showing on the YouTube various difficult pranayama asanas. You don't need them. You need very small set of asanas which you can perform in 20 to 25 minutes in a day, and you can maintain the health of your spine. Okay, right? I had put up, I think on the YouTube, I had put up one video, only, spinal flexibility, just retain that. Whatever else you're doing in life, continue doing it. Just retain the spinal flexibility and you'll have multi-flow fold benefits of it. Fine, right? So do you understand now physical benefits of asanas? Physical leads to physiological, right? Physiological health leads to mind, right? Yes. So just understand this link. And you don't have to do complicated jalebi kind of asanas for all of this. Just keep that in your mind. Okay, fine. Now, after this, what Patanjali says is, you don't have to, like asanas for what? Patanjali is very systematic, very structured, everything. So Yama Niyama, foundation, how to behave, how to live. Do some asanas so that you can nicely sit for meditation. Steady, stable posture. Correct? Right? Now, what asanas have to do with all of this? Because what you see on the mat, like people are doing all funny, funny things, right? So what they have to do with your, spiritual journey? Yes, Rajendra.
It would actually putting, bending your body in different ways, pressing your different organs to make them work well, like physical leads to physiological. And also it might, it would help release all the energies in the chakras, purify your chakras, and then, basically help you concentrate. If you don't have any aches and pains, you can manage to sit without thinking about anything else, that, oh, my
Yes.
leg is paining now, my knee is paining, my
Yes.
neck is hurting, nothing
Yes.
like this. So
Yes.
once you're able to do that, get rid of all pain signals or distraction signals from the body, then
Yes.
then only you can begin to concentrate.
Correct.
I'm thinking.
Very right. Very right. The another realm, just think of it like I showed you this, that lift, whatever. Yeah. At will, I can do what I want. That kind of control. Secondly, I do not get affected by physical discomforts. Standing on one leg, I focus. Yes, I do get the, bone density benefit. I do get the balance benefit. What else am I learning there on the mat? I'm learning to focus in spite of. बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी है, I can't focus. Oh my God, I don't have good space to sit, I can't focus. Just think of it. Bodily discomforts. Train your mind to focus in spite of. Yes, builds resilience, definitely. Get it? So, asanas we perform to build even the awareness of body, awareness of mind. So we teach yin sessions. In the yin sessions, we hold the postures for 5 minutes. Okay. And there, like, the training is you hold the posture in the stillness. You remember the story of Karna? Like he was like the worm getting into his thigh and it starts bleeding, and and just because so that his guru does not get disturbed or he breaks his sleep, what he does? He just sits there still. What is that? In spite of. So here I'm separating my bodily experience from getting affected mentally. Correct? So this is a slightly higher benefit of asanas. And Patanjali is talking about that. And then, like just yesterday's Rajesh's post, in which he talked about the practice, right? The quote on practice, right? And then Amita had responded saying it's abhyasa. Okay, what is that? It's like go on doing till it becomes effortless. So just look at it. In India, everybody knows Lata Mangeshkar, right? Now, when others sing, people say she sings like Lata Mangeshkar. So when we use the like in between, that means this is different, that is different. Correct? Right. Same goes like used to go with like Madhuri Dixit's dance steps. What makes it look so beautiful? The effortlessness in it. How do you get that effortlessness? With practice. That grace comes with what? Effortlessly. You don't think and do. It happens. It's happening. It almost looks like, oh my God, it's happening. She's not doing it. Correct? Falling sleep, falling like sleep happens. You can't make it happen. Meditation happens. You make conducive atmosphere around you and try to make it happen, but it happens. If you're trying it, it's not happening. That's why you're trying. And when it happens, you don't know it's happening. See? So effortlessness is what Patanjali talks about. So practice till it becomes effortless. And then what he says is the third thing. What he says is, then there is oneness, no duality. And that is why Rajendra, it makes it look so graceful. Then you're fully merged into it. It's not somebody is doing meditation, somebody is dancing, somebody is, no. What you see is the whole union of everything. And that's why that performance is touching to your soul. Okay, now let's just small little thing. I don't know how many of you know Maire song? Any of you know Maire, that song?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Madan Mohan and Lata Mangeshkar.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's ekagrata, no, Sujata ji?
What is it?
Ekagrata, right?
Yeah. So today, try to listen to that song. There is the male singer continued singing. Okay. At one point, the female singer, Lata Mangeshkar, joins in. There is one that moment, just don't miss it. So he's singing and then the female singer joins in. You will see what union means, where duality ends. Just see that, just listen to it and and try to feel it, try to experience it. It may be a very, what do you call it, a superficial way of explaining to you, but that moment experience, and then you will understand what do I mean by this effortlessness and this joining and all of that. Very simple way of experiencing it, but try. If any of you, Mairi mein kasev kahu, apne piya ki, that one. Very beautiful, very beautiful. You know, you listen to it and then you feel that how one they are with the song. Okay, so that Patanjali says that is the ultimate benefit of asana practice. Right? Now let's see all these 3 sutras about asanas, what Patanjali is talking about. So this was Raja Yoga steps, Yama Niyama. This is what we saw last time. Yeah, so see these 3. Sthira Sukham Asanam is the definition of asana. Stable and comfortable body posture. Prayatna Shaithilyam Ananta Samapattibhyam is relaxation of effort and focusing on infinity. Meditation pose. And immunity from pairs of opposite, that is Tato Dvandva Anabhi Gataha. That's the benefit of the posture. So that is how one should practice asana. That is what he is talking about asana. Okay, right? So from Annamaya Kosha, now from here we are rising to Manomaya Kosha through bodily practices. Now do you understand the role of asanas, right? Don't get carried away by any of the difficult asanas. Don't think that I can't do yoga because dash, 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 dash. And what I like to tell everyone, do whatever you want in your life. Play soccer, play football, play whatever you want. Do Zumba, do this, do yoga. It's not a replacement. Okay? Anything physical activity you want to do, go ahead and do it. But do yoga. If you really want holistic benefits, do that. Right? Now let's come to the one step. So Yama, Niyama, Asana. 3. Now 4th one is Pranayam. So all of us fortunately being in India, everybody knows Pranayam. Okay. So Pranayam is Prana Ayama, which is control of the breath. Simple definition. Very simple. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to do one more thing now. So I'm playing the metronome beat. I'll ask you to breathe, normal breathing, and just count your inhalation and your exhalation. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay. So just give me a second. I'll just start that metronome beat so that you can count it. Okay. Meanwhile, just close your eyes and pay attention to your breaths. And just regularize them. Do not manipulate your breaths. Just regularize by sitting in the correct posture. And now, from the next breath, just simply start counting your inhalation breath length and exhalation. Okay, fine. Now open your eyes. And just tell me the ratio quickly. Your ratio from inhalation to exhalation. Yes,
5:7.
So I took 6.
5 to
I took 6 to 7 to exhale
okay.
and 5 to inhale.
All right. Okay. 5:5. Rashmi, what's yours? You don't know? You can still count it. Yeah,
I
Ganesh,
was
meanwhile.
between 4 to means like 5 to 4, but I don't remember. Like
No,
I
that's
was
okay.
writing.
It's not. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So Amita is 8 to 10. Ganesh. Piyush. 5, 6. Okay, fine. All right. So the point here is, I'll just stop here. This point here is we have to know more about our breath. Okay. Our breathing is, one thing you remember, inhalation, belly comes out, exhalation, belly goes in is the correct way of breathing. That was the diaphragmic breathing, is what we had seen in the health and diseases. Now, exhalation longer than inhalation, if not at least equal, is very important. Okay. The reason being, exhalation breath, it promotes parasympathetic nervous system, and inhalation breath is the sympathetic nervous system. Now, sympathetic nervous system makes us ready for fight or flight. Okay. And the parasympathetic nervous system makes us ready for rest and digest. So exhalation breath shorter, the person is going to be very rajasic. Okay, not enough time to rest and digest. So it's very important to have slightly more than inhalation. And then gradually, when you get into actual pranayamic practices, it's going to be double. 1 part inhalation, 2 parts exhalation. Okay. Then what comes is, like now just do it with me, everyone. Just sit, feet down, sit tall as usual. Inhale. Pause, inhale some more. 1 long exhalation. Again inhale. Pause, inhale. Long exhalation. Now inhale once. Hold the inhalation breath. Exhale long. Now inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold post exhalation. Normal breathing. So what we did just now was trying to control the breath. So we inhaled, we paused, we inhaled again. Then we inhaled, we paused, we exhaled. We inhaled, we paused, we exhaled, we paused again. What are we doing here? The flow of breath we are controlling. How are we controlling it? Can anyone explain? How did you control? Tell me how many of you, when I said slow exhalation, slightly constricted the throat? Knowingly, unknowingly. Now everyone say, friction in the throat. Now do that with your nose. Correct? Right? How long could you breathe now? Your breath lengthened? Yes. So that is what is called as Ujjayi Pranayam. Okay. Now valving. What are we doing? There are valves, right? We use valves to control, like water pipe, water jet. What do? We use the valve to control. Correct? In the windpipe, if you don't have valves, what do? You create them. How do you do? Slightly pinching the windpipe and it will reduce the. So now you're manipulating. Now you want to lengthen your exhalation, so you're manipulating it. Understand? Right? What is pranayam? Nothing else. Pranayam is this ability to control your breath by using your body. For that, what do you need? You need control on your accessory muscles. What are your accessory respiratory accessory muscles? Your ribs, your diaphragm, your windpipe, right? For all of that to function optimally, you need enough flexibility in the inner body also. Stiff upper back. It pains when you breathe. So it's restricting you. See that, the connection. So asanas, so that you can do pranayam. So that you can do good pranayam. Are we clear? Now, when we do even little bit of breath control, it controls our mind. Yes. What do we say? Oh my God, I just couldn't even breathe when I saw that. What is the meaning of that? It affects your breath. The external stimuli can affect your breath. I was breathing so fast, I couldn't talk. I was so angry. External stimuli, breath affected. So do the reverse. Settle your mind with breath control. Get it? Right? Yes. So the ideal condition is shorter inhalation, longer exhalation. Okay? Not in your day-to-day activities. Day-to-day activities, whatever is normal, let it go on. But bring it at least to same. Okay? The breaths need not be very long when you're just doing anything. But when you sit for pranayam, you should see to it. So the breathing should be correct, not paradox breathing. And exhalation should be longer than inhalation. A peaceful state of mind guaranteed. Then comes your breath holding, which are called as kumbhaka. They have ultimate physiological benefits. All the Western podcasts, influencers, if you see, some of them, they like to take the names, like, Huberman just accepts it. He says this is yogic breathing. We don't call it yogic breathing, etc. Some of them they claim as their own, okay, and some of them prefer not to mention it at all. But all of them are coming from India. All of them are coming from pranayam, right? So this breath holding has got ultimate benefits. Yeah, Wim Hof method. What is it? Yeah, Wim Hof method is pranayam. Yeah. So, yes, Rajendra.
When we are doing this Anulom Vilom,
Yes.
we are bending these two fingers, middle fingers, and then we are pressing by this and by this and by this like this,
Yes.
correct? So why we bend these fingers? What is the reason?
Yeah. You can do without that also. You can simply do like this also. Yeah. This is, the very reason the distance becomes very easy and you don't do slouch or something. It becomes very easy. So another thing is, you can do it like this also. See. Because if you're doing it for a very long time, then this hand starts, gets tired. So if you rest two fingers like this, it becomes very easy to manipulate.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing else. No more importance than that. Okay. And if you're not comfortable, you can use your left hand, whatever you can even do. So when we practice for like 7 minutes, 8 minutes and all, it becomes difficult for us to do. So we even use like something to keep our elbow on, and then we do it like this. Just give it a height. Only thing, you should not be bending forward. Your posture has to remain correct. So support it and then do it.
Yes, because I saw some film, some clip somewhere where now they are calling this Anulom Vilom as cardiac coherent breathing, and they keep the two fingers up instead of keeping it down,
Yeah.
like this. And this is all Westerners only.
Yes.
So they just turn the name and then they're saying cardiac
Yes.
coherent breathing. Oh my God.
Right. Yeah. They have done like lot of, so whatever it is, but thanks to them, at least hundreds of people are doing it now.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So, but just try to understand this, that it is so closely linked and it does have effect. So remember, Pranamaya Kosha is after Annamaya Kosha. So Pranamaya Kosha affects your Annamaya Kosha and influences your mind, Manomaya Kosha. Correct? So pranayam, again, you do not need to do hours and hours of pranayam. Do 15 to 20 minutes of pranayam. Enough. Okay? Enough. There are, I would say that just do one cleansing practice, which is Kapalbhati or Bhastrika. One of them. Today you do Kapalbhati, tomorrow you do Bhastrika. Okay? Then, second, after that, after Kapalbhati or Bhastrika, you can do either the Samavritti Pranayam, which is equal, or you can do Anulom Vilom Pranayam. After that, you can do Brahmari or Ujjayi. Only 3, enough. Don't need anything else.
Can you repeat it, ma'am, one more time?
Yes. Kapalbhati or Bhastrika. Do it for up to 3 minutes. That's it, not more than that.
Yeah.
Do 5 minutes of Anulom Vilom Pranayam. As per your practice, adopt the ratio. The ratio can be 1:1:2, 2:1, which is inhale, exhale. Sorry, 1:2, 1:2. So 1 part inhalation, 2 part exhalation, beginning. Then 1 part inhalation, 1 part hold, 2 part exhalation. And then later 1 part inhalation, 2 part exhalation, 1 part hold, and 1, 1, 1, 2, which is holding the breath, exhalation. So what, the ratios and all, like, don't get too technical about things. Let the exhalation be longer than inhalation. That's it. That's it. Hold inhalation breath as per your capacity. Hold exhalation breath as per your capacity. Don't get too technical. It's more important that you do that practice. So up to 3 to 5 minutes. Correct? Right. After that, you do one day. In the summers, we avoid Ujjayi, but a little bit of Ujjayi you can do. Okay. You can do Ujjayi or Brahmari or Shitali. Any one of them. So Shitali in summers, Ujjayi in winters. Just write like that. Brahmari you can do all throughout the year. Fine. That is more than enough for you to have the maintenance. If you want to go beyond that, then get into the 3 bandhas and all those, the kumbhakas and all that. Yeah. So how do we know we are doing it the right way? Okay. Amita, once you can organize a session, I'll take pranayam for everyone, the correct techniques. All right. Yeah. Joining a class is the best thing to do. You can join even our online classes, pranayam. Excellent teachers are there. You can join and then you can get the hang of it and then be on your own later on. All right. So this is about the pranayam. Now, what Patanjali says about pranayam? The Patanjali says, Tatah kshiyate prakasha avaranam. See, our mind is fogged. Okay, I'll send the link later. Yeah. So the mind is fogged completely. The way a mirror needs to be wiped to see clean, or I like to look at it like this, the ponds which are covered with hyacinth. Do you know that the life under hyacinth is not good? Why? The sun rays are not reaching down. Get it? Exactly like that. If your mind is clouded, then the illumination is not happening. So pranayama helps you to remove. So tatah kshiyate prakasha avaranam, the layer which is blocking the light is vanishes with the practice of pranayam. That is what Patanjali says about pranayam, the importance of pranayam. Okay. And then the last point we are talking today, which is about the Bahiranga Yoga, is the most difficult thing to do, which is Pratyahara. So I always say that, all of us are part-time yogis or we practice yoga. Okay. So we always remain on asana pranayam. Those who cross the bridge of Pratyahara, they go into the yogi part. So this is the bridge, Pratyahara. From pranayam to dharana. So dharana, dhyana, samadhi, which we are not covering in this course, I'm just telling you briefly before we go to Pratyahara, because Pratyahara takes a while. So dharana is simple concentration. Dhyana is continuous concentration, uninterrupted continuous concentration, and samadhi is the union, the experience of union. Okay? So it's training. Ashtanga Yoga is the training towards samadhi. And the difficult step to cross is Pratyahara. Right? So now let's first see what Patanjali says. And then after that, what we will do is I had shared the sound, right? Now I'll have to change it. So Pratyahara is, anyone knows what is Pratyahara, by the way? No? Okay.
Withdrawal
So,
of our senses.
what is it?
Withdrawal of our senses, or
Yes,
from
yes.
looking outside, we are now no longer looking outside. I mean, stimulus.
Yes,
No longer
correct,
getting
correct.
the external stimulus.
Yeah, withdrawal of senses is correct, Rajendra.
Hmm.
Then other things we'll discuss later. So this was that Tataha Kshiyate Prakasha Avaranam was about the pranayama. The regular practice of pranayama reduces the obstacles that inhibit clear perception. Okay, that is the sutra about pranayam. And then the next one, we are coming to Pratyahara. How do we live in today's life? Like this. And then imagine our kids. We still have less gadgets while, growing up. So focus is through all that blur. Just try to penetrate and focus. So Pratyahara acts as a bridge between the externally focused activities of the first 4 limbs and the internal energy of the last 3. So what are the first 4? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. Then comes your Pratyahara, which is the bridge for Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. Okay, very difficult to cross. And he says, when the mind is withdrawn from sense objects, the sense organs also withdraw themselves from their respective objects and thus are said to imitate the mind. Then follows the greatest mastery over the senses. So the idea is to have the greatest mastery. So secret of concentration lies in withdrawing 5 senses. The way a tortoise draws itself into the shell is what Bhagavad Gita says. Bhagavad Gita says, one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects, as the tortoise draws his limbs within the shell, is to be understood as truly situated in knowledge. Yada samharte chayam. You can check this Bhagavad Gita verse. And with awareness in yoga, Pratyahara comes naturally. I'll explain to you how. Rests on the foundation practices of purifying the mind through yama and niyama. It happens spontaneously when we work mindfully, methodically, asana or pranayama. Dealing with the body and breath, this one-pointedness of mind or awareness. So that is the training. You get it? So the training, what is happening is through yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. With that, ultimately, what do? You try to come to pratyahara. So let me give you an example. How does it happen? So that age-old story of Arjuna looking at the eye of the bird. Okay. So the question was asked to everyone. Correct? What did others see? They saw everything. Do you mean Arjuna did not see the tree or did not see the sky behind it?
He saw other thing, but his focus was on only the target.
Absolutely, right? So everything else blurred and one-pointedness was achieved with his mental faculty. Correct? Right. So now what we're going to do here is we just sit like this. Okay, you're looking at the screen. Look at the screen. No problem. Now, on above the screen, that camera on, the dot is there, light dot is there, right? So just look at that. Look at that dot. Continue looking at it. Continue looking at it. Just continue. Now you're aware of the things around, but you're not affected by the things around. Now close your eyes. And open them again. So did you realize that you were aware that things are there around? Okay, behind, in the background, there is something, on the screen, there is something, maybe somebody's moving on the screen and all that, right? So yes, it's almost hypnotic, correct. So what you do is you determined to focus, focus, right? Now here what we are doing, we are using one of the senses, which is eyes. Okay, because we are training. When we are listening to music, we are using one of the senses, ears. What we need to understand is we gradually train ourselves with one sense. It's all right. And then finally, we mute all the senses. Okay? So I'm giving you 1-2 minutes exercise here to experiment with. Okay? So just close your eyes. Sit tall again, close your eyes. Inside the closed eyelids, take your eyeballs closer to the bridge of the nose. And now move your eyeballs in between your eyebrows, bhru madhya. Focus on that point. Your eyeballs are also looking at that point, even though they are closed. And your awareness is also there on that point. Feel the sensations at that point. Be with the sensations. Open your eyes and tell me, do you still have the sensations there? By keeping your eyes open, if I ask you to take your mind here, are you still feeling the sensations? You are, right? Yes, right? Okay, anyway, for the time being, I'm just removing that because I don't want you to go on like that. So just bring your awareness on the tip of the nose. Eyes also on the tip of the nose. Now bring your awareness inside your nose and feel the friction of air on the skin inside your nose. And now open your eyes. Okay, fine. See, now what we had done was, did we use directly the senses? We did not. Right? What did we do here now? What did we use? Just think about it. Yes, Rajendra.
We use the sense organs, but we didn't use it to sense.
So external objects, the sense organs were not engulfed in the external objects. They were not. Right? Now we brought first the focus inward completely. And then we use the awareness. Yes, emotionally distressed when you are doing something. Yeah, correct. So it does happen that, many a times we use all our senses. So all the focus of all the senses is directed to one thing. And then they call it sixth sense. Right? So basically, what we are trying to understand here is the power of senses. And when we want to focus on one point, it is precisely like use a magnifying glass, hold it in the sun rays and hold a paper. What's happening? Everything is concentrated there and the paper starts burning. We have that much power if we want to use it. So pratyahara is outward focus, turn it inward. After turning it inward, 1 point. Any 1 point. Be there. Okay, so whenever we do this pranayam session, that time I'll take you further in this meditation, because right now we don't, this is not the way. We have to first understand the concepts, right? So we get further into this meditation and we shift our awareness inside the body. Okay, right. Now, pratyahara is basically not to get affected. It's not about don't see. I see and I don't get affected. I hear and I don't get affected. My focus, I cannot lose in spite of. Do you understand this? Right? That is the trick. And only when we train ourselves like that, we are capable of doing dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Any questions, anyone? Because we're going to do a small little sound meditation also today. So, any questions? Yeah, that little bit of pain, it's It's very common, huh? Little bit of pain in the our eyes are not used to doing in and up. They're not used to doing like that. Okay.
And this pranayam session, when are you planning to take? Because anyway,
Yeah.
we have next 2 Saturdays where we don't have any of this.
No. You have the leadership connect now.
So
Okay.
we have the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
what I
have
said
class,
is
but we are not covering
yoga.
Okay.
yoga specifically. We'll be doing the touch point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yoga with
All right.
touch. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine. So in and up, eyes are not used to. That's why sometimes you get the pain. So at such times, don't hold it for very long time. Train gradually and then do it. Okay. Then this particular point is, believe me, it's extremely powerful. And no wonder like this is always marked with the bindi, because that point is considered to be the most powerful when it comes to the spiritual growth. So the sensations over there are very, they last longer than you imagine. And that is the reason at the end of it, you should take your awareness somewhere else and then end the session. Otherwise, you'll continue and start feeling it there. Okay. But remember one thing, pains are not bad. Okay. Discomforts are not bad at all. We unknown things we don't want to trade into. So everything, if we learn to look at it from the third person perspective, no, we can really look at them as an objective or as objectively as we can, and we don't get affected by them. That's a very powerful tool, extremely powerful tool. Now, let me tell you, like all the abhangas written, how do they say? Tuka says, Nama says. They say it like that, right? Do they say I say? No. Right? So just understand this. That if, like, what meditation makes you do, as Amita says, like, it teaches you to look at it, from a. Okay, so any question? No? Are we thinking a lot or what?
No, we are just feeling not very good that it's all ending now.
Yeah, true.
It's starting now, Rajendra ji.
Yes, it's starting now. Right.
I know many of y'all are already practitioners, but it just gets deeper, it goes deeper and deeper. So it's, yes.
Okay, so let me just quickly tell you a couple of things, like this mudra, very common Jnana mudra. And then I'm just showing you the mudras, but you're supposed to keep the hands in your lap. Okay, so you're not supposed to keep them like this. Jnana mudra, okay, or chin mudra. Chin. This is Chinmay. Chinmay mudra. Adi mudra. Mahamudra. Chin, Chinmay, Adi, Maha. Okay. Whenever you do this mudra, usually you will feel the breath in the belly region. Whenever you do this, you will usually feel the breath in the chest region. Whenever you do this region. Okay. And this is all like, you can experiment with all of this later. Now we're going to do one protocol, which is by S. Vyasa Institute from Bangalore. Okay. They call it Nada Anusandhana. Nada meditation. So when we do this, we are going to chant. When we do this, we are going to chant. Fine. 3 times each. So I will continue showing one hand mudra in case you forget, but it's okay. Just feel the vibrations more, right? Okay, close your eyes, everyone. 3 times, each. Oh. 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 Normal breathing. Amita, do you want to continue with the prayer?
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yes. Namaste everyone. So
Yes.
our website is The Yoga Circle. Okay, don't go for Yoga Circle, The Yoga Circle. And there are many free videos also available, which are like even that spine one also is in that free videos, which gives a small little routine for how to keep your spine healthy. There are many on the pranayama also. If you want to join the classes also, there are whatever, or get in touch with me. That's also right. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So thank you, everyone. It was really wonderful being with you all. And then this batch really gave wonderful inputs, isn't it, Amita?
Yes,
So
yes,
many good
this
inputs.
batch has really been amazing. And we are going to, I mean, Sujata's here only if there's anything
Yes.
anyone wants. It's not like she's going away somewhere.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
if you want her to be there in any one of the sessions where there's any questions or anything that needs to get
Please
addressed,
let me know. Yeah.
we can
Please
just
let me
have
know.
her back.
Connect personally also. Whatever you want. When it comes to Yoga Sutra, I'm very, 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 very
But
enthusiastic.
we'll conduct one pranayam session for sure.
Yes.
Pakka, I'll do it. I'll get it organized.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. See you.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you and see you all tomorrow.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, Mai. Thank you all. Good day. Thank you, Sujata.